Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for 6 things we learned from Leeds United 0, Chelsea 3. 3 massive points, top 4, surely it is now secured. We get the job done. It was a dominant Chelsea performance. Before we talk about the game, before we talk about the 6 key things that I learned, and you guys of course, as always, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed to the George Benson football channel so you never miss a video. And if you can, hit the like button on this one today. It's been a while since I've managed to get a video out straight after the game. It's been like 2 weeks since I've actually posted a video immediately after a Chelsea game. Not only that, but we're also talking about 3 points. We're talking about 3 goals and a performance where we finally looked as though we've got a bit of confidence. And a lot of that was fully spearheaded by the front 3. I chose, in my build-up for this game today in the preview, I chose Pulisic, Mount, Lukaku. All 3 of those on the score sheet today, and they looked very, very good. The combinations were there. Lukaku was making those kind of runs into the channels that we've not really seen him do on a regular enough occasion in a Chelsea shirt. Mason Mount goes into double goals and assists for the season. I think the last player to do that was Eden Hazard. Funny that, people still criticise the bloke, but Mason Mount was phenomenal today, opened the scoring in 4 minutes. Christian Pulisic then scores in the second half. In between all of that, Mateo Kovacic almost gets his leg broken by Daniel Bloody James, a footballer who was at Manchester United, goes to Leeds United, and then people always say Leeds, dirty team, whatever. But after this kind of performance today, that's all it really was from them, really. I feel as though the only grit and determination that Leeds United showed was the grit and determination to try and end as many Chelsea players' seasons as they possibly could by just diving into stupid tackles. You got Firpo going up against Reece James thinking that he actually stands a chance to body Reece James off the ball. No, you don't, mate. So don't keep going and fouling players who are significantly better than you at football just because you don't really know how else to play. And after what I saw from Leeds United, I don't usually tend to go along the avenues of just like chatting a load of nonsense about the other team, especially when Chelsea win. But from what I saw tonight from Leeds, there's absolutely no way they're going to be staying in the Premier League. I think Burnley are playing right now. Let's go and check the score, shall we? Let's go and see exactly how Burnley are getting on and see if we can condemn Burnley aren't even playing. Don't know where I got this from. Everton are playing now. We're at Watford. Leeds United, after that, they're going down. But we're here to talk about the Chelsea. And box number 1 is a blue for Mason Mount. I think it's at this point of the season now where I can start asking you guys in the comments below, who is Chelsea's player of the season? I asked it a couple of weeks ago. A lot of people said Thiago Silva. A lot of people have said Rudiger. A lot of people have also said Mason Mount. And I think today, particularly when you finish the way that Mason Mount did within the 4th minute of the game, it's a phenomenal finish into the top corner. It's just inside the 18-yard box. But that is not an easy thing to do. He's timing his run. He knows that when Reece James goes down that wing, he's got the strength, he's got the ability to know that Mason Mount is coming up behind him to play that pass into feet. Leeds defenders were too busy trying to make sure that Reece James doesn't get in that early whipped cross that he likes to put low into the box, where we've seen so many opportunities go begging for Chelsea this season. But no, here's the run of Mason Mount. He's coming in behind him, cuts it back, and the finish was absolutely sublime. And that set the tempo for Chelsea the whole day. We were on the front foot. I think there were times in the game where you see Thomas Tuchel a bit frustrated on the sidelines that we're not going to try and kill things off. I know that we ended up winning it 3-0. But when the scoreline was 2-0, even with 10 men, Thomas Tuchel was concerned that Chelsea weren't killing it off, that we weren't just absolutely going for it, because Leeds were down to 10 men. They were there for the taking. Mason Mount had a couple of other good opportunities too, but today I thought he was the best on the pitch. Moving into box number 2. And box number 2, I'm giving it to Romelu Lukaku. It was a very, very good performance today from Lukaku. And I go as far as to say, as much as Leeds United weren't very good, I think it's one of the best performances I've seen from Lukaku. Not just because he scores. And by the way, the goal, we'll talk about the goal first. People might look at it and think, his first touch, he ends up getting a bit lucky with this one. If you watch this closely, Lukaku is always in control of the ball. The goalkeeper, the defender in front of him, they're not anywhere close to actually stealing that ball from him. He's always kind of got it. And then when he shovels it back onto his left foot, it's not really a shovel, he more like shoves it onto his left foot. He's always got control of the ball and he's always got one thing in mind, and that is to shoot. And I think at this moment in time, even though Romelu Lukaku has had a very tricky season, the 2 goals at Wolves, the overall performance today, as well as the goals, such as the running into the channels, he came very close. I think he hit the outside of the post from a shot just outside the area where, once again, Leeds defenders are kind of a little bit nervous to even go in on him because he's kind of got that bullish attitude about him again now. And it's really been the last couple of games, but at this point in time when Lukaku has really looked as though he was out in the dry, out in the cold, with an FA Cup final at the weekend, as much as Kai Havertz is known as the guy to score goals in cup finals for Chelsea, how on earth do you drop Romelu Lukaku after that? And the thing is, Christian Pulisic had a great game tonight. Mason Mount was good too. So do you bring Kai Havertz in? But one thing I can be certain of is after the last 2 games, Romelu Lukaku cannot be dropped. He was brilliant. His movement was good. He looked like he's got the bit between his teeth again now. And he looks as though he's hitting top form. Maybe a bit too late in the season, but still, we're not here to criticise any of that. We move into box number 3, and it is Christian Pulisic, who gets the start, gets the goal. Chelsea at 1-0, even at 2-0, I was worried. I was concerned that we weren't somehow going to get this over the line. But Christian Pulisic's goal is a good one. And what I liked about Pulisic's performance tonight was when he scores that goal, brilliant finish with his left foot, no chance for the Leeds United keeper. A couple minutes later, he gets into another shooting position again. And I think what these Chelsea players need to do is when the final pass isn't needed, take a shot. But when you're in a position where the final pass is there right in front of you, then you don't shoot. And I think one of the biggest issues with some of the Chelsea attackers towards the end of this season, and hear me out here, let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. What I think a big problem is that because not any of them are really safe, apart from Kai Havertz, I think there is sometimes a shift between players not being selfish enough and then players being too selfish. And I think that the times this happens has been in such key moments where either a shot is a better option, maybe even from outside the box, or there is that extra pass to be made if people are just simply looking up and not thinking about themselves. Tonight, I thought we were very good with this. We got into shooting opportunities more often than we were before. And I think overall, all 3 of those players that we've got in the opening 3 boxes deserve a lot of praise for a brilliant performance tonight. We move into box number 4. I've given it to Jorginho in a game where Chelsea in 4 minutes are 1-0 up, but still, there was a lot of work that needed to be done. Even though Leeds looked deflated, they did look down and out. Chelsea needed to control the game. Kovacic goes off after 25 minutes after the horror tackle that got Dan James sent off. Ruben Loftus-Cheek comes on, and I hate to kind of use a comparison to show how I think Jorginho controlled the game, but I think that there was so much more that Chelsea did through Jorginho than Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And I know that Jorginho's role is slightly more technical in that element to that of Ruben, which was to be the ball carrier, to be the ball progressor that Mateo Kovacic is so brilliant at. Ruben Loftus-Cheek might well be the weakness in the middle of this midfield. I thought Jorginho was excellent, but we move into box number 5, and it is a red, what am I talking about? It's a green box for Reece James, who once more, in that first 4 minutes, scared the living daylights out of those Leeds United players. Going forward, bossing players. Junior Firpo comes on, and he just wishes he's never got to play against Reece James again, which might actually be the case, you know, because he ain't going to get a move back to Barcelona. He ain't going to be playing against Reece James in the Champions League next season because he's going into the Championship by the looks of things. Reece James, I thought, was excellent again tonight. Whenever he's on the field, we've got that attacking outlet. Players are looking at Reece thinking, there's an overlapping run coming here. There could even be an underlapping run coming here. And then when players go to him, it often takes 2 to body him off the ball. So overall, Reece James, again, with the width that he brings balance to this Chelsea team, and today he was fantastic. We finish with box number 6. I've been kind of dragging this one on a little bit tonight. I'm sorry, I'm super tired, guys. It's been a crazy week or so, but I'm finally in the new gaff. And Chelsea look to have finished in the top 4 as a result of this result. If things go our way between Arsenal and Spurs tomorrow, it's done. With 2 more league games to go after the FA Cup final, it could be almost pointless. So even though we are stumbling, today we have got to celebrate this 3 points. We've got to celebrate this 3 goals and the clean sheet, because Chelsea were very good, dominated the game, and we may have well condemned Leeds United to relegation in the process. Thank you guys so much for watching. Going to wrap this one up here. Let me know the 6 things you learned in the comments down below. I'll see you guys next time. Come on, you Blues.